kids, this is Teacher Vidya. My aim is to make you all to explain the features and ideology of the Bhakti movement. Festivals are celebrations that involve special activities connected to religion or religious practice. Festivals are meant to be celebrated by all people. While celebrating festivals too, there are things that you enjoy and those that you may not. Meeting friends and family, lavish meals, rituals like lighting lamps, and decorating homes and saying prayers together in a community are those that you enjoy, while you may not enjoy fasting or performing difficult and elaborate rituals. Bhakti movement from Hinduism and Sufism from Islam. Bhakti movement is a religious movement that started in medieval times. Bhakti means single minded personal devotion to one God. Bhakti preached that everyone, irrespective of caste, social status, or gender, could achieve salvation. Bhakti preached the quality of man and did not believe in traditional rituals and interference of priests in worship. The common people turned to Bhakti because it was taught in simple local language and through prayers and devotional songs. The Bhakti saints drew their inspiration from the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhakti movement did not support the interference of Brahmin priests and discarded all complicated rituals. The Sufis taught through songs and dances to express their feelings of love, devotion to God, and compassion towards all men. They felt that this would appeal to all men irrespective of their background. Let us learn about the growth and spread of the Bhakti movement in South and West India. Some commonly known saints who preached Bhakti are Kabir, Ramana, Basava, Guru Nayak, Chaitanya, Mahaprabhu, Adi Sankaracharya. Ramdev was a famous Bhakti saint of Maharashtra. He was responsible for looking after his deity Vitala. He proved that God listens to people who were devoted to Him. The moral of the story is that the path of devotion is the only way to communicate with God. Nayanmas, Alvars, Varkaris were some of the Bhakti saints of South and West India. The Bhakti movement started in South India. The two schools of thought of Bhakti movement were the Sahuna, who believed in God as a form, and the Niranjas, who believed that God was formless and discarded ideal worship. The Sagunas consisted of the Vaisnavas, who prayed to Vishnu, and the Shaivas, who prayed to Shiva. The Niranjanas believed that God is present everywhere and is found in the heart of man. Bhakti movement spread in south where the Nayanmars and Alvas preached Bhakti along with saints like Ramanuja, Adi Sankara, and Sri Madhvacharya. In west it was spread by the Varkaris like Takaram, Namdev, who worshipped Vitadi. Common people accepted Bhakti as the saints, visited village temples, composing beautiful poems in praise of the deities, and preached in simple language understood by all. From the temples built by the kings, compiled the hymns and the hagiographics of the saints. The Bhakti saints rejected the idea of leaving home, humbly serving fellow human beings in need, and did not approve of any form of rituals or outward display of devotion. They preached in simple local language, removed the barriers of caste or gender, and treated everyone equally. Let us learn about the development of the religious reforms in North India. Bhakti saints had unconventional thoughts and practices. They did not believe that social privileges came from being born into a noble or high caste family. They preached that everyone had equal right to worship God irrespective of class, caste, and gender. Sant Kabir lived in Benares and Guru Nanak lived in Punjab, both in the northern part of India. Both preached equality among them. Both were influenced by Bhakti ideas and combined the thoughts from Hinduism and Islam in their teachings. The difference was Sant Kabir taught through dogas, whereas Guru Nanak's words were preached through Nam Japna. Guru Nanak believed that God is formless or Niranjana. Sant Kabir preached that one could come near God through bhakti or devotion. On the path of devotion, remember you are never alone. The philosophy of bhakti was adapted by different saints and reformers in North India. Various thoughts influenced each other and resulted in the birth of diverse religious communities like the North Panthers, who were the Shaivas, Siddhas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Mirabai, who were Vaishnavas. Similarly, Sant Kabir and Guru Nanak, who believed that God was everywhere, translated the ideas of bhakti in their own teachings. They also taught equality of men and personal devotion to God. Tulasidas and Surdas were two religious reformers who composed beautiful verses on everyday life to teach. Mirabai sang in praise of Krishna. Goraknath, Ramananda, Sangaradeva were the other well-known Bhakti saints. Sant Kabir did not believe in the difficult language, strict beliefs, and complicated rituals mentioned in the Vedas and the Quran. He believed in equality of men. Sufis were Muslim mighties who rejected the outward show of religion. They emphasized on love and devotion to God and compassion towards all fellow humans. The Sufis rejected the elaborate rituals and codes of behavior demanded by the Muslim religious instructions and ritual practice the same way Bhakti saints rejected the orthodox practice and interference of priests. They believed that all men were equal and that all religions must be respected as they were all different paths leading to one God. This was similar to the beliefs of the Bhakti movement. Sufism was a reform movement similar to the Bhakti movement. It evolved from Islam, while Sufism believed that it is possible to become close to God in this life, unlike the teaching of Islam, which preaches that it is possible to become close to God only in paradise, meaning after death. The Sufis were against the strict codes of behavior demanded by Muslim religious scholars in the Sarai law. The Sufis rejected the elaborate rituals and strict codes of behavior demanded by Muslim religious scholars in the Sarai laws. They believe in finding the truth of divine love and knowledge through meditation, songs, and joyful dancing. The Sufis believed that here is only one God and that everyone is God's children. They thought that all human beings are equal and that all religions are paths that lead to one God and therefore they must all be respected. They also thought that God can be reached only through love and devotion and therefore there was no need to convert from one religion to another. The only criteria were that one should lead a pure and disciplined life, whether he or she is a Muslim or Hindu. Sufis believe that devotional music or qawwalis can bring one close to God. The Bhakti saints had much in common with the Sufis. Both rejected the outward religiosity and spoke about love and devotion to God and compassion towards all fellow humans. The Bhakti saints were against strict rituals and the interference of priests. The Sufis were against the strict codes of behavior of Muslim laws. Both believed that all men were equal irrespective of class, religion, and gender. The Sufis developed elaborate methods of training using jihad or chanting of a name, contemplation or reflection of devotion, sama or singing, rags or dancing, and breath control under the guidance of a master or peer. Salim Sisti was a Sufi saint of the Sisti order known to have performed miracles during the times of Akbar. The Mughal Emperor Akbar built a great city, Fateh Pur Sikri, around his resting place to honor him. Thank you so much, kids.